What's up, everybody? Welcome to Gold Wayne. Hope you all are well out there, and this evening or this morning or this afternoon, wherever you may be. Today I just wanted to talk about the Dario. Yes, the string company. Now the big company that does a lot of things like Planet Wave stuff. I wanted to mainly talk about my experiences with them, the Dario brand and my band. More particularly just the strings, and also my experiences with touring with them. Okay, so in my band Stellar Addiction, we've toured internationally. We've toured in Japan. We've also toured in the Philippines. With these tour dates, we had a tour manager called Shalestone Music for Japan. And in the Philippines, we've toured with a tour managing company called Arcane Riot Touring. And this is run by my friend Bjorn Santos. And yes, in these tours, we've had week-long or 2-week-long tour dates, and having one show each night. And when we toured in Japan, we sort of I guess you wouldn't really call this an endorsement, but we contacted the Dario to get some to ask for some support. I guess you could probably call it like a sponsor or whatever you might call it, but we've asked for some things. We've requested for some things for the tour to assist us. So they sent us things like drumsticks, bass strings, guitar strings and such, guitar straps and cables. It was really nice of them to send that to us. They sent that to us 2 years in a row. You know, we toured, I think 2016 in Japan. They gave us like a tour package then, and also in 2017 when we toured Japan again, they gave us another sort of tour pack, which is nice of them. And here's what I found. So this is mainly with their strings. They gave us these for me, for example, I'm mostly going to talk about my experience, but they gave me these NYXL. That was for the first and the second tour. Now the second tour around, I brought with me some just some extra strings. I bought these ones because they're a bit cheaper. They also still gave us the NYXLs, but I thought I'd bring spares, because for some reason that 2017, the second time around, they gave us less stuff. But then again, maybe it's because we didn't really ask for a specific amount. They probably would have given that to us anyway. And by the way, we aren't endorsed with the Dario or anything like that. We just kind of got lucky. The first tour was fine. The first tour in Japan was fine because we had enough strings. I think we had like a 5-day tour or something like that, and I had 5 packs of strings from the Dario, which is good. I pretty much had 1 pack a day, which is very it was kind of a luxury, if you will. Second tour around, I think I just had 2 of these, and luckily I had these spare ones because didn't have the we had about 5 shows again in the Philippines. After our second Japan tour in 2017, we went straight to the Philippines, and it was a different climate as well. Here's some factors. It's quite a warm weather over there, and my usual sweaty self from getting just from the hot temperatures, and also from just moving around a lot on stage. So what I found was I started conserving strings. It was like a trial and error thing. Yeah, I took a risk. I had I think I ran out of the NYXLs, and I had to kind of ration these. What happened was I strung them up with the standard XL strings. So strung them up, played the show, it's all good. and then put the guitar in the case, wipe them down. You know, I always wipe them down. I try to clean them as much as I can when we finish the night. So that's all good and well. Next night I play the show, and then boom, on the very first song, the string breaks, which is the low E string. It breaks at the bridge. I guess it's because that's the part that gets most affected by sweat, because sweat gets trapped in that certain part of the bridge in the saddle that it's hard to reach. It's hard to wipe. We had 2 shows that night as well, so after we played the first show, we went straight to the van. We packed up quickly, went straight to the van, and as we were traveling, it took us about half an hour to get to the next venue. It was actually me and our other guitarist as well, Tom, who lost a string. So what we did was, during the trip in the van, we were all sweating, like, you know, like there was a faucet or a tap on top of our heads just dripping down as we were still in the van. Felt really icky. And then we strung our guitars up, you know, to complete that. We just put one string, replaced one string, because it's just one string that broke. And then when we got to the venue, to the next venue, what happened was we played the show, and then towards the end of the show, another string broke for me, which is the D string. I don't remember if the other guitarist broke a string, but I did, and it was these ones. I probably wouldn't fault these. They did well for the first night. For some reason, if you're touring and if you've got warm climates and then you're sweaty and the air is humid, I think these won't really last that well. I think that my strings, if my guitar was strung with these, they would probably last at least 2 days, but who knows. I'm pretty sure these are stronger than these ones are stronger than this, you know. But yeah, the lesson I learned there is when it comes to things like that, situations like that where there's a high demand on the strings, I think it really does pay to use quality strings. We were a bit lucky because Diodario had supported us for that tour. Thank you, Diodario. It's a plug for you right there, you know, for supporting a small band like us, like Stellar Addiction. Thank you for that. Gave us guitar picks as well, and you know, the strings and some high quality cables and sticks and drum gear and those little headstock tuners as well. That's very generous of you, Diodario. I think it was Steve, who was the representative for Diodario in Japan, who hooked us up. Thank you for that, Steve. Thank you, Diodario, again. We really appreciate that, because no one really has done that for us. You know, I myself, I normally use Elixir strings, the Nano Web as well as the Polyweb. You know, depending on what I get my hands on at the time, I don't mind switching between those two, but those are my preferred strings, Elixir, because they're protected from my sweat. They last a long time. The tone, you know, it's just, it feels good as well to play. For me, it just feels good to not play corroded strings, and that's what Elixir's value is for me. I also still have these ones, Paradigm. I've never tried them yet. This is my first Paradigm strings. I never really. I'll try them sometime, but I'm not really that. I'm not too excited to try them yet. But next time, soon in the future, I don't know. Maybe on the next tour, which will be in the Philippines next year, 2019, with Arcane Riot touring. Maybe for the first day of the tour, I'll be using this. See how long they will this will last. Although it might be risky. Oh no, we'll see. We'll cross that bridge. Yeah. So far that's my experience when it comes to touring. You know, if you don't have the time to restring, maybe definitely go with these. If you don't have time to restring each night, I'm sure you will. But if you're really gonna party heavy, then you're gonna rely a lot on the strings durability and your equipment. Use these. If you're in a budget and you have time to restring every night for your tour, this would do. These are quite you know, affordable, budget good strings. Those are my experiences with the Dario strings, and in touring. That's a really like a good example of testing out strings, among other things. And so far, thank you for staying and listening until the end, until this point. Really appreciate it, each and every one of you there. Thank you. And yeah, if you like this video, if you found some value in this, for your touring and whatnot, and see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.